What happened was.
Hey friends, it's so nice to see you. It's today, the time is now. You are here and the weather is outside your window.
He's an international sensation currently singing in The Pearlfishers at the Dallas Opera, and this past weekend he just snatched a Grammy. Please welcome Morris Robinson.
Morris!
What up, man?
How's it going?
I'm good, sir. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. It's nice to chat with a fellow Grammy winner. You know,
I know, man. I see your little bling in the background, bro. So you got
Hey.
all this right there. I can't wait to get mine. I don't know what I get, but I think I probably get like a little thing, you know what I'm saying? But I'm very, very excited, man. This is such a wonderful feeling. I was, overwhelmed.
Congratulations.
And you look good on TV, bro. I saw the clip. You looked amazing, man.
Oh, thank you.
Good
Thank
for
you.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you were there so we could celebrate together in person, but it was an
Yeah.
amazing weekend, and I was so just elated that you and your project won the Mahler.
Yeah.
And you said it. You said you were going to win a Grammy for that. So
I told people it's really weird, and I don't want to be like this Nostradamus type person, but I said it before I said it. Like when Liesel, my manager, Caroline, called me and said, "Hey, Maestro Duda wants you to do X, Y, and Z." I was like, "We're going to win a Grammy with this." I just knew it because it's such a big piece. He's such a big personality. He had a great cast. The LA Phil is rightly positioned. They're a great orchestra, and I knew that if we delivered goods, it was going to be hard to top that. So very excited. They got nominated for 2. We won 1, and I'm very happy, man. Yeah, everything came full circle. So and congratulations to you guys, man. That Auckland is amazing, man. Good for
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just so proud to be nominated with all of those badasses from the opera and classical vocal industry. It was like all the categories for classical vocal. It was just like the who's who. It was amazing.
Yeah.
All game changers.
Top to bottom,
Yeah, it was such a cool representation of our industry.
Yeah.
And it was just like super cool to be in that company. And
when we had the first rehearsal for this Mahler, I remember taking my camera to rehearsal before we sang a note, and I was like, I forgot this person was here, and I forgot you were here. I was like, oh my God, it was like an all-star cast there. But then, like you said, when you look at the list of nominees and the winners we had, it was like all the who's who were there, man. So it's really cool just to kind of be like, it's a moment of, and I don't like to do this, but personal pride to say that I'm amongst you guys, so I feel blessed to be there.
Same.
Yeah.
No, great pride, very humbling. I mean, all of it. It's just like, wow.
Yeah.
Wowee. I'm still processing it all. It's quite a lot.
Well, the thing I love about this, and I try to get my kid to understand, it's just about teamwork, really.
Yeah.
We love to say that we're, Grammy winning artists now, but at the end of the day, it was a team effort, just like the opera game as a whole. And I talk about that. Even in Dallas, one of the things I said years ago was that, in order for a production to go on stage and go well, it takes a whole team of people.
Yes.
It takes the makeup and the oboe and the first violin and the bass and the soprano and the mezzo and your dressers and everyone, all the stage crew. Everyone has to do their job for this project to go well. And that's how I feel about each of our projects. It took everyone to participate and be on their A game at that moment, and it got captured and remembered, and we're being rewarded for it. So that's kind of the beauty of the whole thing,
Yeah, it's literally thousands of people that touch each project. I mean,
if
you think about it, from when you get the offer, you're already dealing with an agent, and behind that is someone who's drafting a contract. It's just an avalanche of people.
Yeah,
it's amazing. And then day of, it's makeup, it's hair, it's wardrobe, it's people,
and you got to be in good voice that day. Like it's
that's on you. That's on you.
Right. We have one job, but it's
wake up.
Eat the right things, take your medicine, don't have reflux that day. Pray the
it's true. It sounds like we have the same problems. I have reflux and allergies as well. It's just like, that's right.
I'm here in Dallas right now, and it's I'm dealing with that daily. It's like every day I wake up and say, okay, what voice do I have today? Because I have to sing tonight. So we figure it out.
Yeah. Thankfully, our stuff. I don't know. Do you feel like this? I kind of feel like this. It's like we sing where we speak, so we already got that going for us as low voice guys. It's like, all right, I just have to like nudge it a little in this direction, a little in this direction. I'll be all right.
Yeah. Well, I don't like going to the theater early because I hate hearing everybody else warm up.
I do too. Yeah.
Because it makes me nervous when I don't warm up. It's like maybe I should be doing more because these guys are singing their heads off, and I'm like, playing on my phone.
Yeah, but you've been
if
warming
I've
up
been
all day
talking,
because you've been speaking. Yeah,
if I'm talking all day, I'm good.
yeah, yeah.
I may check out a high note or two because
Yep.
you might need those every now and then. But most of the time, I'm just kind of speaking here. So yeah,
Right, right.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. See, people think we're lazy. It's not that. We did it all day.
The international base warm up. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm ready.
there you go. Oh man. Well, I mean, this is a huge question, but like when you look back on your life, what are like the key moments that got you here? And was this an expected journey for you?
You mean the arrival of the award, or in
Well, I mean
general?
that's part of it, but I mean you're Morris Robinson. You're like a huge
Yeah.
international global opera sensation. You know what I mean? Like what would
There's
like
no
the
way that's possible, but okay.
listen, no, that's true.
Yeah.
But like your child self, you go back in time and you're like, hey, this is what's gonna happen to you. What is that reaction from that kid?
This would have been nowhere on the list.
Yeah.
Not at all. I was either going to be a doctor, a lawyer. I thought about being a pilot at one point. When you're a little guy, it's like pilot, fireman, all the cool stuff. But in reality, I was in college majoring in biology. I was going to go to med school and be a doctor. Then I changed to pre-law, so I was going to be a lawyer. I mean, this opera singing thing, it was kind of, like I said, I went to high school performing arts. So I ended up joining the chorus because I had to quit the band in order to play football. But
Wow.
in order to stay at the school, I had to be in performing arts. So I'll go over and sing,
Wow.
And I was pretty good at it. Apparently, they thought I was because I got all the solos for the Mozart Requiem my junior year, Haydn's Creation my senior year. And it was kind of a cool thing, but I wasn't going to do anything with it later on. It was just kind of a cool bar trick at one point for my football teammates in college. Like, yo, do that again, bro. So I would sing, and then I would sing at their weddings. I'd sing the Lord's Prayer. I'd sing the national anthem at games. The reality of it turning into something tangible was never really a thought of mine.
Wow.
And at the age of 30, it kind of, I think everyone knows the story, but I auditioned for the New England Conservatory. They had a weekend program. I sang the national anthem for them because I didn't know any repertoire. They said, you should join the opera studio. So I did that. And then Sharon Daniels heard me, and it just took off. And she offered me a full scholarship to come study with her. She says, everyone in my program has their master's degree, but they don't have your voice.
Wow.
And voices like yours don't walk in off the street. And I think you have what it takes. So I learned 5 arias with a private teacher. They taught me by note. I went and auditioned for her. She gave me a full ride. I quit my job, and Stephen Lord heard me, gave me the King and Aida within a couple of weeks. And before you know it, it was bam. So now I've never really looked back. And I think one part of it is, as much as I tell my story and, collect these accolades with professionals like yourself, I don't take time to go back and think about the journey and what's been accomplished. I stay focused on what the next task is, because that is what keeps me in the game. That's what keeps me going forward. At some point in time, I'm probably going to pull out a cigar and sit back and go, wow.
Yeah.
But I don't have time for that right now, because when you do that, and this is the old sports adage, when you start reading your own press clippings, that's when you screw up. Wow. So I don't have time to do that right now. I got a kid going to college next year. I got to sing and work, and I have artistic goals, and I have real tangible goals too. And my next big goal is to get him through college. So that's important. So I got to stay focused.
Awesome. That's awesome. Oh, that is such a great lesson in staying present, because it's like when you're on stage, you can't like think back on what you just did and what you might have sounded like, or you're gonna mess it up. You got to keep going.
And you can't think about that high F sharp at the end either.
You sure
be
can.
Right here. Notice I said F sharp. That's that for us. It's like the point break, So
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, because you're not going to sing your best if you're thinking about that high note at the end.
Yeah.
You just got to trust it's going to be there.
Got to trust it's going to be there.
Enjoy the ride.
Well, you've done it 100 times in the practice room, in the bathroom, in the shower.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, and I was talking to someone last night, one of the young cats in the cast, I can't remember who it was. They were really nervous and allergies were bothering them. And I said, you know what? They were like, you never seem nervous. Well, that's not true. I'm always nervous, especially openings. But I said, you have to remember the audience really kind of wants you to sound good. So you're halfway there already.
Right.
You just got to go out and engage and do the best you can, because they're gonna receive what you give them, and they're gonna be happy with that. So don't overthink it. Just go out and do your thing. And it's easier said than done at this point in my career, because I'm an overthinker too. But as I become the wise old veteran now, I think that I can impart this type of knowledge on kids, and I'm teaching myself also. So
sure. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people say we are our greatest teachers in a sense. It's like
Yeah.
you can get all this knowledge and advice from people, but then you have to hang on to it, and it has to click in at key moments.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's quite a wild ride.
Yeah, man.
But I mean, you've kind of done all the roles though, right? Are there any dream roles that you're just like, oh yeah, I haven't done that yet?
Well, it's interesting, Zach, because I always longed to do the big Verity roles that I didn't get a chance to do. When you're coming up and you're singing
Yeah.
Notorious, Spotted for Chile, and stuff like that, you're not really getting into, the main stride of the big Verity stuff. And I've done Inquisitor, but I've always wanted to sing King from Filippo. And I got my first Filippo, which got canceled because of the pandemic.
No.
And I had Zachary in Nabucco, which is like my favorite Italian role. It's like, that is like the crown prince of bass roles in Italian repertoire. I had that contract for the Metropolitan Opera. I was like, finally, I've arrived. They want me there. I'm about to kill it. And it got canceled because of the pandemic. So I was here in Dallas that I was going to see my Filippo. So those things kind of got away from me, and I'm very disappointed because I really wanted to kind of showcase what I could do with that. And now it seems like I've just leapfrogged right into the Wagner stuff, which I never really wanted to do. It's like, but I got King Mark coming up, my first King Mark.
Nice.
And I'm looking at it like my first Porgy. Like, this is a chance for me to go into something different and prove what I can do yet again. And I think part of it keeps you vibrant. Willett White told me years ago, when you stop learning, you should quit. So I'm always learning. Right. And this King Mark thing it kind of ebbs and flows between these chromatic things that I'm not familiar with Wagner's writing that much in this regard. I've done Faselt, and I just did Tannhäuser. But this is different. This is like a long soliloquy, monologue, lamentation of, so it's very emotional, and it kind of does this type of thing. So I just find myself listening to it every day to kind of get it in my ear. But if I'm going to skip over and jump into this is a good starting point. It's like sink or swim. So
yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
You want to come along? There's room for you here too, brother.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I've done Fafner a couple times. He's fun. I would love to sing that.
Fafner.
But yeah.
I'll be on the other side doing all the high stuff.
Yes, thank you. Oh man. Well, I mean, it's been I've looked up to you for a long time, and I met you backstage at the Met, and you were so incredibly gracious to me and welcoming, and I can't tell you what that meant in that moment, because it was it was before I went on and did my show, and you know how that is, walking into a new place and you're just like, I hope I fit in here. I hope they it's tough. And I really appreciate you. So
well, I appreciate you saying that. I don't quite remember when that was, but I tried, especially when it's a bass, and I know they're younger than me. They kind of, when you walk in the room, they kind of either they freak out or they're really happy to meet you, or all the above. I was when I met Cats, but I try to make everyone understand that we're all in this together. Yeah, I'm here to support. Bass is always cool. Like, no one ever feels threatened by the other bass. No. I always tell people they're like 10 basses in the world, and 5 of us are good, but all of us have more stuff work. So
that's amazing.
I mean, so the old cats were always cool to me at the Met, man. I'm talking about Tim Courtney and Renee Papa and Kurt Mull and Monty Salmon and all those cats. They were just, Robert Lloyd, Eric Halverson. They were really, really cool with me. And I'm here to do the same thing. We're all here to make music, and we're not out in the war. We're not in the football field competing. We're making art. We're making music.
Same team. Yeah.
We're on the same team. And I mean, it's a matter of who's going to start and who's not going to start in this fit. But if I'm starting here, well, then I'm not going to be starting there. You'll start there, and vice versa. So it's not. I try to feed that to the cats that are just under me in age, and hopefully you guys will pay it forward to the next cat. So we're doing a great thing here, and especially during this tumultuous time in our world, it's wonderful to have some art being made.
Absolutely.
It's also wonderful to be recognized for it at this level, man. So
listen,
God bless you, dude. I'm looking at your bling in the background. I'm like, what is going to look like? I'm going to get it.
Well, it's been so wonderful to talk to you, and just thank you for being such a great colleague and such a wonderful ambassador for our beloved art form. You are truly a remarkable man and artist. So
likewise, brother.
Thank you. And I'll look forward to seeing you around.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm sure we'll bump into each other. We
will.
Probably won't be in the same cast, which is okay. That means we're both working. So yeah, but God bless you, man. And thank you for the opportunity to speak with you.
Oh, Morris, thank you.
And congratulations on your Grammy.
To you as well.
Thank you, sir.
That's all for today's episode. Puppies and rainbows till we meet again.